really ever get a vacation. The last thing you want to do is go and do like an interview during your vacation. But now knowing what you're actually doing, like, I don't feel guilty. I feel like I might be rescuing you to an extent.
Hey, you literally are. Like, I've been mixing epoxy is what my job has been. And I said, hey, I got to do this podcast. I got to do this interview. So I'll be back after a bit. So I'm getting a little breather while everyone else is out there getting after it. So it's all right. I appreciate you taking up my time today.
That's funny. Well, I mean, I guess we can go back to talking about everything you've been doing. I know, obviously, let's go back to the beginning of the race season. You guys had a pretty damn good year. I know you guys have kind of been transitioning the past couple of years and had some struggles, but man, you guys were pretty on point this year, Levi.
Yeah, this year went amazing for Team LaVallee. You know, we had Adam Peterson, who was a pro light rider last year, blew his knee out in the first race, so he missed the entire season. And Riley Bester was first, new to the Polaris and new to Team LaVallee and whatnot, so it took a little bit for him to get up to speed. And then, Kyle Pauline, who's been our longtime pro, he was coming off of injury and stuff as well. So it was kind of a building year, just a learning year last year. And this year, Polaris, they came out with the new fuel-injected race sled, and it was on point. And the boys, the riders, they did so good. They just came out swinging. Adam Peterson came out, won the first race after injury, and continued on throughout the year just on this war path, and eventually won the Pro Light Championship. Riley got his first win on the Polaris and on Team LaVallee, and Kyle Pauline, longtime pro, been with us since 2013. He got his second career win this year. So his last one was in 2015. So it's been a long time coming, but man, he was riding so good this year and really, really clicking, really working with the sled, and it was awesome to see. And then after season, they did an award banquet, a virtual award banquet, and we ended up getting Team of the Year, and Kyle got fan favorite, and it was just a phenomenal season for the team.
Yeah, that's got to get you feeling good, because I know you guys. You guys are always, one of the favorites and things like that. But, you've had some struggles the last couple of years, and I know, for whatever reason. But I feel like this season was the one you guys have been wanting for a while, man.
Oh, it sure was. One of the biggest things is the new Polaris engine that they came out with was just so strong. It really made the difference, because we were getting good hole shots. The first couple races, we were still learning what we could do with the engine, and then by mid-season, things really started clicking. We started getting good hole shots, and, getting a good hole shot really, really makes it a lot easier on the riders. And it was fun to see. And the other guys they did such a good job on their suspension, getting everything to work so well. So it really was a season that we were looking for and we were hoping for. And I've told people, I said, seasons like this one are the reason you go racing, because it's just everyone was having so much fun and everyone was working together so well. Those are the memories, the things that I'll remember for the rest of my life, just how cool this season was.
And I think that's actually a good point, and you've been around this business for pretty much your entire life. But I think a lot of people don't realize that, to be a top level race team, even on the years where you think you're going to have a great year, like, it's so hard to be one of the top teams and to be at that level every single year, because everybody else continues to elevate their game and you're continuing to elevate. But for whatever reason, sometimes you have a season where things just don't fall your way and things don't work out, and there's nothing you did. It's not like another team outspent you or out-prepped you. It's just there's a lot of luck that goes into racing, and it seems like, once things kind of start clicking and you get that momentum going, you guys have a season like you did this year, and that, like you said, that's what keeps you going, because we've seen, it's not just in snowmobile racing, it's every other kind of motorsport. You got some of the best, most elite athletes in the world, and sometimes they just have an off year, and there's no reason for it. It's just an off year, and like you said, I'm excited for you guys, because I feel like that re-energizes you, and you guys are even more pumped for the 2022 season when that rolls around,
Absolutely. It's so fun when you have a good season like that, because I mean, everyone, literally all the riders on our team this year won races in pro light, in pro, and then we help out Andy Leaders, who's pro vet. He was winning all season long. So, I mean, it was awesome to see. And it's incredible how well everybody gets along when you're winning. But on the flip side, we've had these last couple of years have been less than ideal. And, that's what's cool is it's been pretty much the same group of people. And, it's just keeping your head down, continuing to work, continuing to put in the time through that struggle. And, this is the reward is when you have a season like this. So it's really fun to see that. And it's fun for everyone to experience that, just knowing that, hey, just, stick to the plan, stick to the grind, and better times will come. And sure enough, they came this year.
Yeah. Well, and you and I, we've been friends for a long time, and I know you and I have talked candidly and stuff like that, and you've, had some plans, you know what I mean? You staying involved in snowmobiling for, in various capacities and looking at your career and how you can kind of stretch things out and not necessarily be on the sled all the time and things like that. But here's a kind of a personal question. I mean, last couple of years you transitioned out of racing, and I think you felt like it was just time, and I know part of you was kind of burnout, especially I don't think people realize the amount of training, the amount of laps you have to burn to be an elite level snowcross racer. But how is the transition to team ownership? I mean, are you seeing Kyle Pauline win this year, at the pro level? I mean, are you just as justified and just as stoked, you know what I mean, being a team owner and winning as you were, being, behind the bars and winning races that way?
It's really fun to see it on this side of the fence, knowing the work that goes into it and the time that they put into being one of the most elite snowcross racers out there. I did it for so many years and the struggle they're going through and not even the physical struggle, but even the mental side of it. Kyle, he fractured a vertebrae in his neck a few years ago, right? And just to have that thought in your head, like, holy cow, that was a close one, and to be able to come back and be able to ride at the top level and to be able to win is it takes a lot. And that's the thing is, all the lessons you learn through racing, they translate to life in general. I mean, there's so many lessons that you can learn in it, and that's what I'm grateful for is being able to go through all that and now seeing these other riders going through it, and you want to help them. So I try to do my best to help them, but at the same time, sometimes you need to let them learn the hard way because that's the way that that's how you will remember it. Sometimes if somebody just keeps feeding you the answers, you just go, yeah, whatever. It's like, well, when you learn it the hard way, you always remember it. And it's been fun to see Kyle, he's a veteran now in snowcross. I think he just turned 30. And the fun thing is to see him mentoring Adam Peterson and Riley, our younger pro light riders. It reminds me a lot of when I was in Kyle's shoes and Kyle was just starting out in the pro class. So it's really fun to see that. And yes, I mean, it is just as rewarding to see the riders go out and have success as when I was out there doing it.
And we've got a whole lot more to come here with Levi LaVallee. We'll return to the General Tire Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor.
Conditions off the pavement are always changing, so why settle for a light bar that just turns on and off? The Rigid Adapt is a revolutionary new light bar that will automatically select from 8 beam patterns that range from a widespread 90-degree flood to a 15-degree spot based on your vehicle's speed. Try that with your knockoff light bar. A dash-mounted controller allows the user to toggle between adaptive mode, beam patterns, and RGBW accent lighting. With Adapt, it's easier than ever to own the night.
Don't just shred your way through any off-road rugged terrain. Get into gear with GSP XTV and let us redefine your adventure. The GSP Advantage of quality and performance sets a standard for UTV axles. We strive to provide premium ATV and UTV axles to keep you shreddy ready. Kick up some dirt and get in the driver's seat with GSP XTV. With over 35 years of experience, drive with a company you can trust. Drive with GSP. For more information, please visit us at gspxtv.com today.
Thanks for tuning in to the Down and Dirty Radio Show. Available live online, in syndication on networks across the U.S., and available internationally on the American Forces Network.
Welcome back to the General Tire Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver and Levi LaVallee here. Well, and I know, this has kind of opened itself. I know last time, what was it? I guess, was it last winter before last, when I was up there and we went sledding? You were working on some stuff for your YouTube channel. I think at the time you were working on the ramp, on the truck jump. And I saw you just dropped your new video, and that was kind of integrated into there. But, does it do you still now get your fulfillment out of doing like these videos that you just drop with Red Bull and things like that? Which has got amazing stuff. You get to put your creative mind into things, and you still get to ride at an elite level. It's just in a different capacity.
I do enjoy the projects. I do enjoy the creative, different things that we come up with. And, that's something that I think I will always enjoy, is just being able to come up with these concepts and come up with different things. The thing that, eventually is going to happen is I won't be able to physically do the jumps and stuff. So I need to find, I'm just throwing it out there on your podcast saying, if anyone wants to become the next Levi jumper guy, I'll certainly show you how to do it. And I've got all kinds of ideas. I just don't think I have enough physical strength to do it before I'm able to. So, but no, it's really fun. The new project we did, we called it Project Portside is what we called it, but essentially it was set in Duluth, Minnesota, right along Lake Superior there, and it was such a incredible experience to be able to go there and literally just turn Duluth into this snowmobile playground. And I've said that with St. Paul as well. It's literally, you just drive around. Like when we were scouting, it's like, hey, what do you think would be cool? And they're like, well, here's a couple of areas. And then I would go and check those, and I'd be like, yeah, I think I could backflip that. I think I could ride this. I could jump that. And it was so much fun doing that. In fact, when there's one part of the video where I backflip over a train that follows the shore of Lake Superior, and we were actually there to look at the staircase next to the train. We walked down to the boardwalk down by the lake, and I looked up and I said, well, gosh, I think I could jump over that wall, and I could probably backflip it. And the guy Eric from Red Bull that I was with, he's like, looked at it, he's like, really? And I'm like, yeah, I think I could. So it's just fun because you can let your imagination run wild when you're over there, and that video is exactly my imagination running wild, which is really fun.
It's got to have been kind of cool with you because, you were able to do the one video in Minneapolis, St. Paul, and now you've been able to do the one in Duluth. So these places that you've seen and you've been around your entire life, like now actually going and having free reign over them, at least for a couple days during filming, like that's got to have been pretty kind of cool because you're like me. You always walk around, and I think people that have been in action sports and done things like this, we see the world differently. We see a set of stairs, or we see ledges, or we see ramps, and I think we see things that other people don't do. And you're probably like me. You've seen I do that with my UTV. I used to do it on a BMX bike. I'd see something and I want to go try it. Now the UTV, it's like I see these natural features and I'm like, I could do this. And I think you've probably the last 20 years walked around these places and seen things and always had in the back of your mind, I'd love to be able to go and do that someday. Now you've had the opportunity a couple times to do it. That's got to have been pretty cool.
It's a dream come true. Duluth, that's what was really fun about Duluth is I've been racing in Duluth at Spirit Mountain at the ski hill for, I think my first race there was 97. So, I've been going there forever and ever. And we've always raced at the ski hill every Thanksgiving weekend since I was 14 years old. And I would always be looking at the ski hill, like, first off, wouldn't it be awesome just to rip around a ski hill, on your snowmobile? And we only had just this little oval that we'd be able to race on right there. And there was so much terrain all around it, but we just got to race on this, which was awesome. But I always thought, like, wouldn't it be fun to go rip around all the other runs on the hill? So that was like the first thought. And then because we always racing there, we've gone through Duluth so many times, and there's Lake Avenue, driving up it in a car is like so crazy. I remember